Hey guys, Bryan here from Liquid Concepts. So today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're actually going to be dipping wheels. Not something that we do all the time, but it is something that we do. But in this case, it's going to be something a little bit more different because we are going to be using a custom film. So if you don't already know it, we at Liquid Concepts print custom films on demand. So whether you want a custom picture painted and then transfer that onto a custom film, and then you can have something else dipped to it, or you make a logo and you want it taken and put into a custom film, or in this case, this customer, they really liked it's some type of lightning storm pattern like what you see here, and that customer is wanting to put it on his wheels. And so it kind of goes appropriate because these wheels actually go onto an SVT Lightning back in the early 2000s. So customer kind of wanted to spruce it up a little bit, give it a one-off look. That's what we specialize in, so that's what we're going to do for the customer. So in this case, what we've got is we've got our custom film, we've got it printed out. What we can do is we can actually fit two wheels side by side, so we're going to cut the film right in half. And so there's a couple of things that I kind of wanted to go over with on the wheel itself. And so what we're going to look at here is that the way that we're going to dip this wheel. And so whenever we go to dip this wheel, number one, I'm definitely going to have help. These things are definitely heavy, and so me and actually Tyler are both going to dip this. So first thing is of course the lip that you have around here. And so with this lip that you've got around here, that's going to trap air almost no matter what. So one thing to keep in mind is that whenever you're talking to the customer, make sure that you tell them about the lip that could possibly trap air that's right inside here. And so normally it's going to trap the most air whenever you finish the dip. And so like if we started right here and then we came up to right here, I'm probably going to get more of my trapped air right in this area. I might get a little bit whenever it starts to roll over, most of the time not, but normally it's going to be up here. Second thing is because of the way that this wheel is made, it's pretty much like a front face wheel. It has almost no lip to it. So the one thing that you want to make sure of is that you don't want to dip the wheel like this right here. And the reason I'm saying that is because if we go down and we go all the way up into the dip, we're actually going to be, of course, holding it just like that, going down. And so if I was to do that, then what's going to happen is I'm going to trap a whole bunch of air right in this area or in any of these pockets, but mainly in this one if I'm just going straight down like that. So the one thing that I'm going to do is I'm actually going to turn this a little bit like this right here, and so that way as I'm coming in, the film is going to come in like this. It's going to wrap up, it's going to stretch in, and then it's going to come up like this. And then the nice thing is that I give myself area for the air to escape out right in these areas right here and right here. And then as it comes up into here, one thing is that it could possibly still trap air in that spot right there. So that's something to remember. Now one thing is because we've already talked with the customer and they're already fine with this, whatever spots that do possibly trap air, most of the time they're going to be on this lower area or like in these little spots like this. And so what we've done is we're going to go ahead and come back in with some black and fade it. And so we're going to actually take the black and we're going to put it in the back side of this wheel here and blend it all the way up into here. And so wherever the film really stretches out or doesn't really get into, which is going to be some of these deeper areas like this right here, on these longer, deeper recesses like that, the film won't go all the way in there. There's just no way around it. It may go in there, but it's going to look so stretched, it's not really going to look good. So because we already know that from dipping other wheels, we went ahead and we're going to actually black in these areas to pretty much make it to where it's a nice smooth black fade from the black that's inside here all the way to the outside face, which is going to be in our lightning storm pattern. So let's go ahead let's get this thing cut and then we'll get it peeled off. Now again, one thing to remember is that on our custom film, they always come with the paper backing, so you always want to pull the paper backing off. And the nice thing is that the side that the paper backing is on, that's the side that goes down in the water. 100% every time, no matter what. So in this case, we're going to be holding it just like that. I'm actually going to have Tyler over here holding some of the weight. I'm going to be over here holding and maneuvering everything. So then that way, he pretty much keeps his end and just holds some weight to where I can actually maneuver it whichever way that we need to. And so then we're going to go into the water pretty much just like this all the way down. And again, sometimes you may have to go in different angles, but in this case, we're going to go in just like that, and I think we're going to get a pretty good hit. And what little areas that we do possibly have, like if that's in a bubble or something like that, we can come back in, touch it up, not really a big deal. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to lay this out. We've already got our film here. We're going to cut it, and then we're going to get started. So one other thing to remember, if you'll look at this, you'll see that this is a pretty wide lip. So one thing to make sure of is that even though you may only need for your film itself, you may only need this much by this much film, but whenever you factor in the actual wheel itself, the width of the wheel, you're actually probably going to need about this much film from here to the table, because you're going to have to waste a little bit of that film to get this wheel inside the tank. And you'll see whenever I'm actually dipping this, but it'll all make more sense. But what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to cut off our film about somewhere up in here, so then that way we make sure that as we're going down into the water with the film, the actual back barrel of this wheel does not hit the side of our tank. So just something to keep in mind. We're going to go ahead and I'm going to cut the film. We'll get it laid in the water and get started, so stay tuned. Alright, so now that we've got our film cut, now we've got it in a little bit more manageable size. I'm going to take and cut this to where it's just right on that line, and then we're going to cut this off as well to where this is right on the line. And now we'll pull the backing off and get it laid down into the water. Alright, so one thing to always make sure of is that you've got your tank ready to go. Now in this case, I'm actually going to be laying the film in the water like this, okay? And so I don't want to lay it in like that, because if so, then I'm gonna have to hold that wheel and go this way with it, and it's not really gonna feel that great, nor will I be able to handle it very well. And so whenever I lay the film down in the water, it's actually going to be sitting just like that. So that way I can stand over here, Tyler can be over here, and then we're both going to go into the water like that and then pull it right back out. So just kind of make sure whenever you're getting your film and everything laid in that it all sets the way that it needs to. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to get this in the water and get started. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and peel this off. Now again, remember on all the custom film, whenever you're peeling, make sure that you have it flat on the table. You're not picking it up like this and trying to pull it. You want to pull it just like this, and then once you get it started, then essentially you can just pull it straight off at 180 degrees from itself. So again, this right here will be thrown away, and then we'll take this and flip it over, so then that way it's setting the right way on the water. And so we'll take this and put it on the water. So of course, with any of the custom films, or any of the films really, you always want to make sure that you pull your dividers in as close as you can, so then that way you get the least amount of film stretch possible. And so now that we've got that, we'll grab some gloves on and then pretty much get started. So again, temperature of the water, we're sitting at about 81 right now. Normally anywhere between 80 to 90, you're perfectly fine. We've got about 60 seconds on the clock, so I'm gonna go ahead and get some gloves on and then we'll get to dipping. All right, got about 5 or 10 seconds left here. Pretty much this is gonna be just standard as far as activating. We're just pretty much going to just do a pass just like this, just all the way up, all the way through, and we want to make sure that we get everything all activated. So all right, so everything looks glassed out, so now we'll grab the wheel and get started. So again, we've got this sticking up at the very front of it, and then I've got Tyler here helping hold some of the weight while I got it down, and we're going to start a little bit further into the film and then slowly just go all the way in with it, just like this, as we're going down into the water. And then once we get that, we'll pull it back out, pull some of this water out of the back side of it here, and there we go. So we have got it dipped. Now again, as you can probably tell, we've got a little bit of a bubble that trapped right there. Again, we already knew that from the start, but everything else looks like it hit really well, looks like it covered really well. You know, with the stretch and everything, we already knew that it might not stretch 100%, so that's kind of why we had already told the customer we're going to fade everything in. But all in all, as far as a custom film and as far as the stretch on most everything came out really good with it. So we're going to go ahead and get this one in the rinse station, dip the others, and go ahead and get started with it. So stay tuned. Hey guys, Brian here from Liquid Concepts. So again, we got these wheels here. We went ahead, we clear coated them, we got them all touched up. Everything came out looking amazing with them. The customer's definitely going to be happy with them. As you can tell, we've got all of the wheel here. We've got the black SVT for the black inner cap on it, and then we came back in, we touched up a little bit with some airbrushing on some of the spots that maybe stretched a little bit more or things like that, kind of like what we showed you a little bit before whenever we had dipped the wheel itself. And then of course we came back in and we blacked in all the back barrel of the rim just to give it a nice clean look. And then after that we took and we clear coated all the way around, inside and out. If you haven't seen the other video on clear coating rims and painting rims, definitely go and check it out. It's got a lot of good tips and tricks on it, on how I actually came in and you go through and you edge out everything first on the harder to reach areas, and then come back in and then clear coat everything else. So like I said, these things came out really great. We're very excited to give these back to the customer. They came out really good. And the other thing is there's probably never going to be another one like them, because it is a custom film that we were using. We custom printed it and then we dipped it. So pretty much there'll be almost no other person that'll ever have a set of rims just like this. So if you enjoyed this video, definitely subscribe to us. We'd love to have you subscribe, and then check out all of our weekly tips and tricks. We have them just about every week. We put out something new, whether it be for hydrographics or anything in between, just a custom coating. We definitely try to focus on those videos. And so if you like it, definitely give us a big thumbs up on it, and comment below on what you think about it. We'd love to hear from you, and you know, we absolutely love doing these videos like this. So other thing is you know, I definitely wanted to make sure that we give a shout out. If you are doing the hydrographics and you really like these videos and you want to get more involved and you want to, you know, learn a lot more, we actually do offer a online training video. And so with the online training video, it goes over everything from start to finish and everything in between. It's probably over about 2 or 3 hours long, and it has multiple sections in it, from prepping to painting to clear coating. how to mix things, and all of that. So if you are wanting to get more into the hydrographics, definitely go check that out. It's definitely something that you will be in love with whenever you get it. And so we'll put it in the link in the description below. And you know, we definitely love doing things like this that are definitely custom, they're one-off, they're more unique. So I'm Bryan from Liquid Concepts, and we're making hydrographics great again. We'll see you guys next time.